you know, stealing metal, whatever crime. You know, crime is prevalent in North Dakota because of just how the industry is. So one thing you have to remember is keep that nest egg. If you're gonna be the guy who spends a bunch of money, keep that nest egg to make sure that you can always get yourself home. When I was considering going overseas as a contractor, the company suggested that you actually had $10,000 in case anything happened. You could get yourself back to the United States, but obviously being in North Dakota, a couple $100 should suffice. You know, worst case scenario, you can get a Greyhound bus back to wherever your family is. One of the other things, and one of the biggest mistakes, the #1 biggest mistake that I see a lot of the younger guys, and actually guys of all ages in the oil field make, is falling into that whole like taking care of my girl back home mentality. I've seen guys at the airport picking up their wives and girlfriends or whatever with Gucci bags, Louis Vuitton, you know, just icy diamond watches, diamond rings, all kind of stupid stuff. They think, oh, I'm making $10,000-$15,000 a month, I'm gonna spoil this girl to death. But I hate to break it to you, man, unless you have a solid one back home, they ain't waiting 2 or 3 months for you at a time. They're taking your money and they're running. And I don't say that to disrespect any women out there. I know a lot of you guys watching have great wives and great families, but there's always the bad ones. There's always the bad ones that'll take your money while you're away. And as soon as you lose that job, as soon as you lose that income, you know, you're finished. So, you know, that's probably the most real heart-to-heart, that's probably the real most heart-to-heart information I can give you right there, is just be smart. Be smart with the money you're making. You're there to make money, you're there to work hard, you're not there to make friends, you're not there to get married. You know, don't get the tattoos, the $2,000 tattoos for a little tiny piece. You know, don't get the brand new trucks, don't get all that stuff, man. Just save your money, take it home, and do something smart with it. Smart to start a business, start something. You know, pay off your loans, don't get more loans. Let's go over some of the bad stuff about the oil field. You're gonna be working your ass off. A typical oil field shift is 6 12-hour shifts a week with 1 day off. That's 72 hours a week. And again, that goes back to why you wanna be paid hourly, because obviously then you'll be looking at 32 hours of overtime versus your contracted day rate. I'm a big proponent of overtime. I love getting overtime. So, you know, when somebody says, hey, 72 hours minimum, I know that if I'm being paid hourly, you know, obviously anything over 40 hours is gonna be overtime. The other thing is, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do, and it's not like a big city where there's internet available everywhere. So expect, you know, other than your cell phone, expect to be kind of without internet for quite some time. Unless, you know, your company provides it, which most don't. Most people give you basic housing with, you know, power, water, electricity, stuff like that. And laundry facilities, they don't always usually provide you with internet. So some of the guys I work with did buy internet service. If they had a 4-man house, you know, they would all chip in. But again, that's not a given. You know, you'll be watching the same DVDs regularly. You'll be watching the same stuff over and over again. You know, what I did is I loaded up my computer with movies and stuff before I went, but even so, that gets pretty old pretty quick depending on how long you stay. You know, a lot of guys did consider buying like the Fire Stick or the Kodi thing or whatever, but again, without internet, that doesn't work. So it is boring, and a lot of guys get themselves into trouble with that downtime. They go to drugs, they go to girls, whatever it is. So again, just remember what you're there, be mentally headstrong, do what you need to do, and enjoy it. I suggest every young guy does it. It's a great way to get started. It's a great way to buy a house. It's a great way to pay off student loans. It's whatever your goal is. It's a great way to make a bunch of money without a lot of skills, if you know, in perpetuity. So, you know, I would consider it if I was a younger guy, you know, wanting to get ahead in life. If you wanted to move out of your parents' place, whatever you're wanting to do, it's a great way to get started. So